because in today's video, we're going to share the importance of emotional intelligence and the importance of us as adults to model our emotional intelligence to our children because they are learning from us. They're not learning at they're not learning about what it is that we tell them. They don't listen to what we say. They're listening to or looking at who we are and who we're being. Like, are we listening to them to encourage them to talk and open up? Or are we doing something else? So today I'm going to share one of the tools that I use with parents and families that is a diagnostic tool. It's something that can really help us to do that because sometimes it can be really difficult or it can occur as difficult to show a young person or to teach them about their emotional intelligence. So if you're a parent, if you're a carer, and somebody that works with young people, then this is for you. So, did you know that emotional responses, that our emotional responses become kind of like a blueprint for the young people around us? So, when every time we handle stress and we're calm, and every time we pause instead of reacting, and every time we name and we manage our emotions and our moods, we are teaching them to do exactly the same. And so, look, the children, or young people in our lives, they do listen to us, but it's more about what we say. It's actually who we are. So if we model patience, they feel safe. If we model listening, they open up like a flower. And if we model self awareness, because self awareness of our own moods and emotions, that's the first part of emotional intelligence, then they themselves, they begin to understand their own feelings as well. So I want to be clear here. Emotional intelligence isn't about being perfect. It's just about being present and reflecting and real instead of trying to hide things and pretend that things aren't happening and that we're one mood and really another. So uh, one really great thing that I've learned is just to stop and take a breath and then pause before reacting because you know don't forget or please remember that we are shaping not just their behavior but their whole emotional world. So I said to you when we started that I had something exciting to show you, and I'm going to show you our mood map. Hopefully, you can see that mood map. So this is a map that we designed for young people to measure where they are. And we see that mood is a mixture of two things, like how much or how little energy you've got. So if you notice in the map here, like red and yellow are high energy and quarters, and the blue and the green, they're low energy. So a mood is a mixture of how much energy or how little energy you've got and how you're feeling in that moment. You're feeling really, really rubbish or low mood, or you're really feeling vibrant and positive and really, really great. And it's those two things, how much or little energy we've got and how positive or negative we're feeling, that give us a mood in this moment. So please don't, it's not about, as you notice here, if you look on the right side of the map, let's get it right here. If you look on the right side of the map, you can see that it's yellow and green, and these are more positive and happy emotions. Yellow, high energy, green, low energy. They're positive. And if you look at the left side of the map, you see they're more negative emotions that we've got the red at the top. Those are the high energy, anger, and low energy, which is feeling sad and lonely and bored. Low energy at the bottom. And it doesn't mean that low energy is bad because each part of this mood map, there's an advantage because there's things that you can do in each of the quarters that you can't in the other. And let's face it, if you're in the yellow and the green all the time, wouldn't that just be annoying? So the way that we've used this mood map, we started using it with our young people, and as you can see here, here's some words that, quite frankly, I wouldn't be using. I might use raw, which is kind of like you can see that right in the middle there, um, between straddling the red and the yellow, like rah. Rah is not really a mood, but it's something we say when we're kind of like, wow, when we're not back about something, you know, when we're kind of like thinking, wow, look at that. That's it. Ra is wow. However, we had some young people, we had a group of 20 young people looking at typical moods and emotions and what they would say. And we've come up with this mood map. So we've started using this mood map with the young people, and they can tap in and they can look at, we start from here. Where are you in the mood map? And if they can't articulate what they're feeling in that moment, we start with the colors, like you feeling that red or yellow or blue or green, because once they can identify where they are in the mood map, we can then start encouraging them to look behind that mood and what has caused that mood. And that way we can develop their emotional intelligence. And the reason why I say this is just a great surprise is that parents, a lot of our parents have been using this as well. They've been using it for themselves, and they've been using it with their young people as well. Because when you're using this, and for example, something has happened, you might be feeling stressed, and you can say to the young person in your life, yeah, I'm here at the moment, and you can look at the red quarter of the mood map, like, some high energy, I'm negative mood, and this is where I am at the moment. So it could be anything that's happened, to cause that. It could be a work deadline, or it could be that you've driven to the school to pick up the your young person, and the parking has just been terrible, and you just feel stressed out because you've got a meeting. And what is important here, not only to identify exactly where you are, how you manage it. So let's say, for example, you are stressed because of something, and you're on the left hand side on the map, you're high energy and you're feeling pretty negative. And then we need to start looking at what kind of things you can do to move that across to the bright side. That's if you want to move to the bright side. And a lot of people might have a conversation with somebody because they're speaking with a loved one. Yeah, this is what happened. I feel stressed. Then having a conversation, really a problem half shared is a problem halved. And also as well, a way of reducing stress and reducing that energy would be to be doing a bit of exercise. It could be doing a bit of walking, could be doing a bit of running, and then that will bring the level down, and so you feel more peaceful and calm. So this is how us as parents and carers can illustrate and share with the young people in our lives how we're managing our mood, because this is what they're looking at. They're looking at how we manage it. And I've had many parents say to me, oh, I can see now that my child, she's 15 years old, and she's acting around when she's stressed out in the same way that I did, and it's not good. And that's their own self-assessment. So, a way of mitigating this and really empowering the young person, because when we're giving them tools to manage their own emotional intelligence, and a good start to that is to know their moods and know how to manage their moods. And then they can take that further and then look at moods in people around them and how to manage people around them. This is a gift that we can give our children, because in this fast paced world where AI is a thing, and the qualifications, everything that our young people are studying now, like for example, if you've got a child or a young person in your life in year seven, they're around 11 years old. By the time they get to year 11, they're 14, 15, 16 years old. Then some lots more careers are going to be redundant. So in a fast changing world, and we don't know whether some of those professions are even going to exist in 5 years' time. However, what we do know is that working with our young people and demonstrating to them how we manage our emotional intelligence, how we identify how we're feeling and our mood in that moment, and then how to manage it. These are skills that we can give young people to take around with them for the rest of their life. And studies show that young people that display higher levels of emotional intelligence, they're more successful. They have relatively better jobs. They're rapidly promoted and put in charge of people because they understand people, know how to motivate people and encourage people, and they really get them. They are happier. They have happier relationships in their families. Their marriages are happier. So, this is a really important gift that we can give young people in our lives. So, if you're watching this video on the rerun, can you please just put yes in the chat, and I will send you this mood map because later on this week as well, I just want to say we have 3 months until our Youth Wellbeing Day. And 3 months, we usually do a challenge. That could be any challenge that you want to do. What is it that you can do for yourself and your life in 3 months? That if you focused and you gave it priority, that you'd really transform that part of your life in that time. So yeah. So if you want a mood map, I can send you one. Put yes, right, yes in the chat with an exclamation mark, and I will send it to you. And if there's any questions, if you want more sessions on this, because I said that it's really important that we model the change we want to see in our young people because they are learning from us. And when we hide from them, because I do understand sometimes if we've got bad news, we want to protect our children. However, in these times, this is the best thing that you can do to share with them how you're managing the bad times as well as how you manage the good times. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.